Notice what happens the very moment you finally sit down to rest, after a long day of crossing things off your list. Instead of relief, a subtle creeping guilt starts to whisper that you should be doing something else. We live in a culture that treats constant output as the only measure of a person's worth. We've been conditioned to believe that if we aren't moving, we're losing ground. This creates a painful conflict. Your body needs to recover, but your mind has been taught that stillness is a failure. Because of this, what we think of as relaxing is often just a state of high stress vigilance. You've stopped moving, but you haven't actually found any peace. There is a big difference between letting your body stay still and actually getting your mind to stop racing. Think of it as pausing execution. Your body is stationary, but inside your brain is still processing unfinished tasks. This invisible mental marathon keeps your nervous system in work mode. On the couch, your internal battery continues to drain because the engine is still revving. You usually need a few seconds of total deliberate silence to even notice this loop is happening. If we only stop our muscles but keep the engine running, we're guaranteed to wake up feeling just as tired as when we sat down long before. Modern hustle culture. Ancient contemplative wisdom looked at this kind of fatigue through a principle called Nishkam Karma, or acting without being obsessed with the results. This perspective suggests that exhaustion doesn't usually come from the work itself. It comes from the mental energy we spend worrying about what that work will achieve. Most of us spend our day projecting into the future, worrying about the next 10 steps. Obsessing over results attaches a heavy mental weight, like trying to run while carrying the burden of every hypothetical outcome on your back by carrying the weight of the future into the present moment. We make our current tasks feel exponentially heavier than they actually are, leading us straight into burnout. The goal is to learn how to align your actions without being paralyzed by the need to control the results. This means focusing purely on the work in front of you, rather than letting your anxiety about whether it will succeed hijack your focus. To do this, you have to consciously separate your sense of self-worth from how much you manage to get done today. This untangling process is difficult. It takes time to break the habit of checking your value against a to-do list. But as we learn to let go of that obsession with the outcome, we can finally transform a stressful pause into rest that actually restores us. We often treat rest like a transaction, a reward we only allow ourselves to have after we've earned it through enough labor. But it's more helpful to think of rest as silent soil. Just like a garden, meaningful growth can't happen without a period where everything looks dark and dormant. Without this non-productive quiet time, there is no foundation for a future harvest. Rest isn't the end of the process. It's where the process begins. For today, just try to sit down. When the guilt starts to whisper, don't argue with it and don't give in to it. Just notice it and stay still anyway. Sitting with that discomfort is the first vital step towards stepping out of the exhaustion loop for good.